Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Anna, for those of you who didn't know that. And today I am doing Make Your Myth a Taker TBR. It took some time to decide on what I wanted to be, but I am going to be a Viking Queen Goddess Fairy. I think Fairy Goddess seems better. But I have basically decided to just go on through all of the prompts for that, just because it's so much easier, because I read around 15-16 books each month, and yeah, so I have quite a few. And I mean, I had to be a Viking because I'm from Norway, so I just had to. But let's just get through it. I actually do have quite a lot of books that I don't own on this, so yeah, but I have some of them I have been planning to buy, so yeah. Let's just start. The first prompt for the Viking is set in a cold setting. And for this one I have chosen a book called Ice Planet Barbarians. And this book, I don't know a lot about it, but I think it's about these women that are kidnapped by aliens. But then the aliens' shape kind of gets like damaged, and the aliens leave the women on a planet. And they're the main character in this are I don't know if mated or whatever, but basically these blue men live on it, and one of them are really interested in her. So it sounds pretty crazy, but we're gonna read it and find out if we like it. The next one is Weapon on the Cover, and I have decided on a book called Enclave, and I will buy this book, I will buy this book. So basically, I don't know the character's name, but we are following this, I think it's a girl. She lives in this dystopian world where I think they live in caves or something. But basically, you have all these kind of different things that you can become. And she wants to be this, I almost said explorer, because you have these creatures that I don't remember what they are called. They are basically like zombie-ish creatures that, I don't know if they have taken over the world, but yeah. So she wants to be one kind of explorer or something. So yeah, that was kind of that. Yeah, the number 3 is featuring a journey, and I've chosen Road to Winter. And this book is the second one in the Face Captive series. And we are following this girl. In the first book, her roommate drugs her and sends her off into the fairy realm instead of her, because I think she was a slave or something, and she sends this human instead. And basically, the like king of the winter realm mates on this girl, and now they are on their way to his realm, and it's a journey itself. They are quite short, and yeah, I read the first one and I actually really enjoyed it, so now I want to continue on. The next prompt, number 4, is overhyped book. And I thought long and hard about this. And then Midnight Sun was announced. And now Twilight has been raving all over again. So that has been quite hyped for the moment. And I have decided I am going to keep on going and read Eclipse. So, from a lot of people, I have heard that this is going down from here. But I want to continue on. I want to see how different the movies are from the book, and see how everything is going to go from here. And yeah, so basically this is the third book in the Twilight Saga. We are following Bella, and she moves to her father in Forks to spend some time with him. And then she meets Edward, and she falls in love with him, but he's a vampire, and there is some things happening there, and this is a third book, so yeah. I mean, I already know what's going to happen because I've seen the movie, but I can't wait to kind of read the book to see how different it is, because they are not too far away from each other. However, there are things that are changed, and I feel like the books give more information. So I want to see how everything is going to go. And then if I finish all those prompts, I will be a Viking. Then let's go over to the monarch/queen path. The first one is a queen main character, and I have chosen the Queen of Eoflaria. And I will buy this book just because people say it's good, and I want to have it physically. So I know we are following this girl, and she is supposed to marry the prince, but the prince dies, so she marries the princess instead, or something in those lines. So it sounds super interesting, and it's quite short. I don't think it's too many pages, so it should be easy to get through. But I have been wanting to read this for a while. So yeah, the next one is number 6, and that is red, purple, gold, or gold on the cover. And I have decided to read Sweep in Peace. So this one has a little reddish purple and kind of this yellowish that goes over to like almost like gold-ish. But yeah, this is the second book in the, I don't remember the series name, but I read the first book. I really enjoyed it. Basically, while following this woman, and she has this inn, a magical inn, and her pet is a monster. And yeah, it's super interesting, and I want to continue on with this series because I really enjoyed the first one. I want to see where this is going. And in the first book, we met two characters. One was a werewolf and one was a vampire. So you kind of get these Twilight vibes from some of it. But it's better. So yeah. And then we have number 7, and I hated myself when I read this because that is highest rated, and I already know what is coming, and it's so awful, but I want to read it, but it's kind of awful too. But yeah. My best guess is Word of Radiance. That, let's see, because when I choose this, I say it has to have over 1,000 ratings, just because I feel when it's over 1,000 ratings, enough people have read it, so you kind of get an accurate feeling. And I know what is coming, so let's see if I'm right. Too few. 12 ratings. Yeah. Yes. Word of Radiance. So this is the second book in the Stormlight Archives. I knew this was going to come just because I read the first book and then I put in number 2 because I really liked number 1. So here we go. We are reading Word of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson, which is over 1,000 pages. And I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. So yeah, then we can go over to number 8, and that is Reread a Favorite. And this is a book that is not set on my channel as read, because I read it before I started to use Goodreads. Because yeah, I started using it in like fully, I think like 2017 or 18 I think, and I read this way before that, and that is Where the Heart Is by Billy Letts. And I loved this when I first read it, and it's been years since I have read it. So basically, we are following Nova Lee, and her unlucky number is number 7. And basically, she's now on her way to California with her boyfriend. And basically, she's stranded on Walmart in Oklahoma with $777 in her purse. So yeah, I have seen the movie. I love the movie. It's so good. I haven't read this in so long, and I can't wait to read it. And read it in Norwegian first time I read it, and I can't wait to read it in English and see how I actually really enjoy it, because I did love it when I first did it. So this is the book, and if I complete that, I will be a Viking queen, or Viking monarch. Let's go over to Goddess. And number 9 is a non-human character. And I've decided to go with the deep. These are mermaids. And what I know about this is that there are all these mermaids that they don't have their past, except for one that keeps all the pasts, and she has to like rip it open like I don't know how often, and that is really difficult. That is kind of all I do remember from, I think that is what it's about. So it's short. I will listen to this as an audiobook because I love audiobooks and I need some audiobooks. Yeah, number 10 is a foiled cover. And to be honest, I don't have a lot of foiled covers. I don't have a lot of shiny, nice covers. One of those I have is Circe by Madeline Miller. And I don't know much about this book. I know it's like myth something. I know it's about Circe, but I don't know anything else because I have a bad memory. So yeah, but we're reading that. Then we go to number 11, and that is another highest rated. So, I mean, because I can't choose Word of Radiance twice, we will go to the next one that has over 1,000 ratings. And I think I know what this is. And if I'm right, it's a super interesting story. So let's just see here. Next one has only 100 ratings. That one has 800, so just under. There we have the one over 1,000 ratings. That one is called Love Me Whole by Nikki James. And from what I remember of this, it's about this person, and he has dissociative identity disorder. I think that's the name of it. And this is a disorder I find really interesting. And I don't remember, it's rather he has 4 or 5 different identities. And that is super interesting. And I don't know what it is about. I think it's because I have watched a lot of Criminal Minds, and some of those have this dissociative identity disorder, and it's very interesting, to be honest. I mean, it must be really weird because you are totally different types of people. But yeah, to be honest, it sounds really interesting. So I can't wait to read that, and I'm really happy that I got that, because I don't think I would have read that one. I almost said on my free will. But yeah, I kind of can't wait to read that. So yeah. The next one, number 12, is randomize your TBR. So let's go into a random number generator and see what we get. So I'm so embarrassed to say this number. The total books I have on my want to read is 1,671. I'm so embarrassed to say that. I just put in all the books that I had in my box that I wanted to read, and it became a lot, and I'm so embarrassed. But let's see what we get. 1,432. Okay, that's far back. So I have my iPad here just so I can figure out what the book is. 1,632. 400. Okay, so 6, 5, 30. It takes a lot of because I have so many. 430, 60. I hope it's a good one. 144. 1423. We go to 1432. Oh, no. I hate this. 1,432 is The Red Badge of Courage by Stephen Crane. So let's put the picture up here. Oh, good, it's not that. It's a classic. And I don't know what it's about. So let's see, it says, Henry Fleming has joined the Union Army because of his romantic ideas of military life, but soon finds himself in the middle of a battle against a regiment of Confederate soldiers. Terrified, Henry deserts his comrades. Upon returning to his regiment, he struggles with the shame as he tries to redeem himself and prove his courage. Okay. I guess. It's 170 pages, so it should be okay. So, I guess we are reading that. And if I complete all that, is goddess. I am a goddess. Then I am a Viking monarch goddess. But yeah, let's continue on. Number 13, we have featuring Faye. You know what's coming, right? Queen of Nothing, Holly Black. I haven't read this yet. I read The Wicked King like I almost said a few days ago. Last month or this month. When you see this, is this month. Let's say May. So yeah. I think you maybe have heard about this yet. But if you haven't, hi, welcome. This is the third book in the Folk of the Air. And the first book, The Cruel Prince, we are meeting Jude. And when she was little, her parents were killed, and she was kind of kidnapped to the fairy realm by the parents' killer. And she is kind of raised to be in this world. However, fays aren't that glad in humans, so one of them picks on her, and that is the Cruel Prince Cardan. So yeah, that's basically what this is about. I need to finish this series. So then we have 14, 4th cover, and I struggled. I went through the whole shelf, and this is the only one I can find that was a little shiny, basically. That is The Wicked Deep. I don't know what this book is about. So, hi, welcome. That's nothing new. I never know what books is about. And then we have 15, featuring Woodland. And I had to go on Twitter on this and look at another person who asked this question. And one of those that was said was the Bone Houses. I don't know what this is about, but I guess it's featuring Woodland somewhere in the story, since someone said that book. And that is the Patreon pick for books with Chloe's Patreon. But yeah. Then we have 16, Outside of Comfort Zone, and I have decided to go with The Governess Game. I love romance, but this is historical romance, and that is not my jam. To be honest, I have never kind of loved that. But who knows? This might be my favorite series. You have to see what I felt about the first book in this series when my wrap-up comes up. Not up. Oh, I can't talk today. So yeah. That was, if I finish all those, I am a Viking monarch fairy goddess. So yeah. That was actually my TBR, and I hope you enjoyed it. I try to post every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And if you want to follow me at any of my social media, the links are down in the description. And I will see you later. Bye!